today we are going to be doing a smoky eye, and this is the first time in a long time that we are doing a full face. I know that a lot of my videos recently have been all eyeshadow, so I definitely want to give you guys my full routine. So stay tuned, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoy. Check it out. So for me, when I start a smoky eye, I always have to make sure that like I haven't put on a base at all. I mean, naturally I usually do my eyebrows and eyeshadow before my base anyway, but it's just something that I definitely implement with a smoky eye because I don't want any fallout down here, and it's hard. It's harder for me to get off like fallout than it is for me to, it's basically easier for me to fix my eyeshadow than it is for me to fix my base, you know? So I would just rather do my base second and make sure that it's perfected. Because if you have like that black eyeshadow, and for smoky eyes, I like for under here to be super bright compared to how light I usually like it. So it's definitely not where you want your fallout to land. So I personally like to do my eyes first. I mean, everybody has their personal preferences, so there's not a right or a wrong way to do it. It's just how I like to do it. The first palette I'm going to be using is the I Love Sarai and Dose of Color palette, and we're going to dive into this beautiful, beautiful peachy shade, and I'm going to put that directly in my crease. My first time using this palette. So what I'm having to do, because this color isn't really showing up that great on me, is I'm pressing it in a little bit with my fluffy brush and then blending it. Okay, perfect. And what I'm gonna do, because I usually do it first and I forgot, is I'm going to use my primer. So I'm trying out a new primer. I always use Milk Hydro Grip, but today I'm using Pat McGrath's primer. I'm really excited about trying it. I've heard great things. And then this is the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Primer. And I've already smelled it. It has like a very faint smell, but it smells really good. It's like a velvet finish, I would personally say. I know that Hydro Grip is more like a sticky, it's sticky when you first put it on, and then it gets kind of, it just kind of smooths and blurs out the skin. So I'm wondering how this one is gonna work out. I barely try new primers, like, this is a rare thing. I feel like this is what protects your skin. So I like to stick with what I know works and what I know like my skin loves. And Hydro Grip is one of those, but so far so good. Love it how this feels, and I can't wait to see like how my foundation applies on top of it. Let's go back into this palette, and I am going to get this brush, and we're gonna go right into that rich red shade up here. And I'm going to put it into my crease. I'm actually gonna press it into like my eye socket right here, and just keep it on the outer V of the eye. So I don't wanna bring it in too far. So we're just gonna place it right here, and then we're gonna do the same on the other eye. And then the key to like look at that. Don't worry, we're fine. The key to a smoky eye, what I was about to say, which is probably ought to be really contradicted now that I've done this, is take your time. Like, you definitely have to build it up. It's not something you can just like rush and put in your eye. It's something that you definitely want to take your time with. Okay. So now we're gonna get that same peachy shade in the bottom, and we are going to blend her out. So the next thing that we're going to do is, let me grab it. This is Pat McGrath's Extreme Black Eyeliner. Comes in this cute case. It also comes with its own sharpener. And we are going to put this on the lid. And this is going to act as our base under our shadow. I'm not going to put too much. Just kind of tap it throughout the lid. I use this baby. So this is a Jaclyn Hill JH43 and it's in collab with Morphe. And I'm just going to blend that out. And this doesn't have to be perfect either. It's not a cut crease. So you just kind of want to smear that all over. So don't really worry about like making sure it doesn't cross the line or anything like that. It's okay. So now that one's blended out a little. I have to be honest, I use these brushes all the time. They come inside a palette. I know sometimes the brushes that come with palettes aren't the best quality, but I love Anastasia's brushes for some reason. Use them all the time, so not gonna change it today. You know, definitely want to be as authentic as possible. So we're gonna go into this beauty. Do you guys see that? I hope it shows up this strong on the eye. We're gonna try it wet too if it doesn't, and then if not, we have some backup shimmers that we can put on top. It's really pretty. It's definitely a matte base under it. This is not like a shimmer shade, although it has all that in it. It is definitely a black shadow with glitter, a black matte shadow with glitter added. They have like any reflex that I really like. So we're going to switch palettes and I am going to dive into Dose of Colors Francation palette. I love this palette. And we're gonna go right into this shade right here. Then this doesn't give us what we want. I have another one. So we have backups on backups on backups. And then you guys, if you saw how dirty this mirror was, oh my goodness. That's some shimmer. See the difference? The other one's definitely like a matte with glitter, and this one is more like a shimmer matte shade, a shimmer black shade. Yeah, that's what we want. I said you don't have to be completely neat with it. That is some nice shimmer. But I'm always down to like heighten it up a little bit more. So we're gonna go into this shade right here and go back and forth between that and the one from Desi and Katie palette and build it up to like this black glitter magic. And like I said, I have hooded eyes, so I definitely usually take it a little bit higher up. With smoky eyes, I'm a little bit more, I use more of my natural lid because the color is so dark, until it's still gonna get that attention factor. Like you don't have to worry about it the way you would if you're putting shimmer on your lid and it's not a smoky eye. First, what I do is I go back into whatever the rich shade I put in my crease. So this shade right here, I'm gonna get a fluffy brush like this, put it on one side of that fluffy brush, and we are going to blend it to kind of clean up where we just kind of went all out, and just a little bit. Remember, I start with my outer V and then work my way in. I use this brown and put it right near that red in my crease. So I'm gonna use a smaller detail brush. This is Jaclyn Hill 40 brush. Dig in and then go right here. A little bit of that got on my shimmer and we can replace that. Don't worry about it too much. Like I said, we focus it on the outer V. We don't really bring it in. I like my cat eye to be, I said my cat eye. I like my smoky eye to be very cat-like. So I definitely want to pull it out as much as I can. and then deepen it as much as I can on the outside without it getting too dramatic and pulling away from the actual smoky eye on the lid. That's what we're going to use to blend out where you're seeing that glob of brown. This is definitely going to deepen up your smoky eye a lot and give it more dimension. As you guys see, I definitely have fallout on my cheeks. It might not show up as much on camera, but I can definitely see it in person. Okay, and we are going to pause on eyes for a minute. I'm gonna go, nope, you know what? One more thing for eye. We're gonna go with our Dose of Color eyeliner, and this is in Caviar. It also has a sharpener on the back, guys. It is one of my favorite features, and this is honestly one of my favorite liners. Like, it is, it's nice. And I'm focusing it on the outer V. Again, I like to pull that eye out so I don't bring my liner all the way in. As you see, it stops right there. And this is that fallout I was talking about that gets on my cheeks. So I'm going to use the Anastasia foundation, and this is in the shade 440C. And then I'm going to use Born This Way in Maple. And this is the collaboration they did with Jackie. I'm gonna use a lot of foundation, guys. Like I said, like, I barely put any under my eyes because that's where I pile on a million of concealers. So I don't really put too much under there. So I'm just gonna blend it on the back of my hand, and I use a brush to apply my foundation. I like the outcome better than with a beauty blender. This is from Sephora. I think it was originally like 12 bucks. It's usually on sale now for is always like on sale. The magnetic brushes by them, and they're really good. It's like a hidden treasure. It's probably like 6 bucks. It's not expensive at all. I have, I think, all of them besides like 2, and I never can get the magnetic plate because it's always out of stock, but it's where you can like literally just stand all the brushes up like this. My favorite one out of the line, I mean, if you want to get some, if you're looking to buy some new brushes, is the I Need Another Pump. Is their concealer brush, which is the one I use literally every time I do a video. It's just really good. The next thing that I do is concealer. And we are going to start with Butterscotch. And I love to match like what concealer I'm wearing to the foundation. I feel like brands like work really hard to make sure that they work well together, especially if they're from the same line. So some brands have like multiple lines, but these are both from the Born This Way collection. So, and this is the one I usually use as a foundation daily anyway. It's concealer, but I wear it as if it's my foundation. But I use the shade Maple. This is the shade Up for me. So I'm gonna leave this here, let it sit a little bit. And then since we are going right under the eyes, I'm going to use Caramel on the nose. It's usually what I use to highlight my highlight, and we'll use that there in a minute, but I only use one concealer on my forehead, nose, and chin. So we're just gonna put that there and there. I'm gonna let it sit for a little while. One day, guys, I'm gonna explore more bronzers. I saw the Minted recently dropped one, so I think I'm probably gonna grab theirs, but as you guys can see, I love this one. That's how my pan looks. I'm definitely gonna be ordering some soon. And I kind of want to try this shade Up too and see if I can use it as a pressed powder, since Fenty doesn't have pressed powders. And this like color just always looks so nice. It's like a brownish red. And I use it as basically like my contour. I don't always do liquid contours. That is, once again, a rare occasion type thing for me. And see, it blends out really well. Like, and as you guys know, I used the pointier part of my concealer brush. And we're gonna go right here and we're gonna sketch little lines and pull it up. Kind of snatch that face. Like I said, it's all about pulling that face up. Time for concealer part 2. So we're going to use Caramel. And put it right near the center of the eye. You want this one as close as possible because this is you highlighting your highlight. So you don't want this one all the way out. The other one was for the bags, girls, and then this one is for the high-end fashion. Like you're doing it to create a vibe now, not just to cover up that you've been working long hours, honey. So now since we're looking super, super bright under the eye, we're gonna go back in with that bronzer. We're just gonna bronze up the rest of the face. So we're just gonna bring this up a little bit higher because I realized it wasn't completely even. And then I'll bronze around that portion of the chin. Guys, so the next thing that we're going to do is this is my matte. It is the mineralized skin finish. And this is medium tan. This is like the best blur powder that I've experienced. It's just something about the coloring for me. Works really well. It's like a yellow peachy shade. So I love it. The mirror on here is really small though, so I hate using it. Which isn't good because I guess it's for travel. This would definitely be something that you want to put in your purse if you're going out. But what I would say is just make sure you have your compact because I'm like, the mirror's like this little. And then I'm going to actually put a little bit right here, right here, right here. Basically everywhere I can conceal. Let me go ahead and spray my face really fast to set all this, and then we're gonna get back. Okay, so now we're gonna get back to the eyes. You definitely want to use a small detail brush for this. I have these little brushes. They are from a Juicy Couture gift set I got. But they're really tiny. Don't know the name of the gift set. Just remember they came in a mug. So yeah, we're going to use these because they're definitely gonna help with getting under this eye. Again, the biggest thing you don't want fallout. And for smoky eyes, I don't always go under the bottom of my eye with a black. I have smaller eyes, so I don't really like how that looks for me personally. If you have bigger eyes, I would recommend doing it because it's probably gonna look really good on you. But for me, I'm not trying to make my eyes super, super, super little. So I'm gonna go back in with that chocolate shade right here that we used earlier and press that under my eye. I'm also gonna tilt my head back a little bit to make sure I don't get fallout. And another thing, make sure you're wiping off the excess of that. I didn't do that last time and just got a little drop of fallout, but not that far down, so I'll be able to fix it. And I'm only taking it as far as I took the liner. I'm gonna use my Anastasia concealer. This is Peach Love. I think you could still buy it at like TJ Maxx, and I think that you can buy it on Anastasia's website. I know for a while it was off of Sephora and Ulta's website, so I thought they were getting rid of it, but it's still there. And I use literally all 3 shades. I just take my brush through all of them. And for this, I'm gonna make sure that I have more peach on my brush than any of the other shades. And then I'm just going to put it right there. And I love blush. I bring it all the way to the apples of my cheek and take it all the way back. And this is in the shade Hot and Heavy, honey. And what I want to do is I don't want it to be too much because it's all about the smoky eye. So I'm just going to tap it right here and then brush it down. And I'm going to bring it right up here too. And we're going to go into this beautiful shade right here, and that's gonna go in our inner corner. Sometimes in the inner corner, guys, I like to go matte. Let's start with a matte. So we're gonna start with this peachy matte, and then if I don't like it, we're gonna add that. Because the lid color is so dark and intense, sometimes I just like for it to be the highlight of the show. My highlight like all up and around my eye. Let's go ahead and use some of Pat's mascara on my bottom lashes. And this is Fetish Eyes mascara, not her newest one, the one right before it. And then let me get a mirror so you guys can see. So for my bottom lashes, I just shake the brush side to side to make sure the lashes are coated, but I never pull it out. I really do down there. Do you guys see how intense that got with the quickness? Like 2 seconds, haven't been touched. Today we are going to use the Slinkies. I have 1,000,004 of these. They come from Sephora and they're always on sale. They are usually like 10 bucks. They're usually on sale for 8 or 5. So whenever they're on sale for 5, it's like buy one get one free basically. So I get 2. Yzma, honey, Yzma. Yeah. Yzma did not get her credit, okay? Jafar taught us our liner from Aladdin, and Yzma taught us about the spider lash. And I feel like homegirl is the reason why I don't mind a lash when it's time, you know? Like if it's big, I'm not afraid because Yzma taught me. You don't realize like the villains on Disney, like they had style. Like they were always clean, their outfits were always cute. They they didn't have time. And then all the main characters on Disney, their outfits were okay. I think the only like person is out. Nope. Yep, it's always the villains that had the bad outfits. Even on Percent Frog, he had a belly top, okay? They did not play. He was dressed like Prince. Yeah. Wonder why the best costumes go to the villains. I kind of want to heighten up. Yeah, let's do that. So what I'm going to do first is get my... This is Beauty Bakery. I think it's very important to talk about Black-owned brands right now. And their shade La Vida Mocha Honey right here is the perfect. It doesn't have a mirror, but I have a mirror right here, so just gonna add a little bit of that. See that? Honey, that's what we were waiting on all day. We needed that. We needed that. Yes, to the dramatic blush. I depresso on top. So I feel like this matches the look a little bit more. I feel like the other one was kind of subtle. And nothing about smoky eye should be subtle. Nothing. That should mean you're going out. It's the whole vibe. Nothing about it should make you want to do something subtle. Now that we're almost done, I didn't even put on mascara. I didn't really find it necessary for my upper lash mascara. I have on really big lashes. And to finish the look off, I did debate between a nude lip and a red lip, but because I always do nude lips, I owe it to you guys to do a red lip. So let's do it. We're going to use the Mother Pat McGrath. This is shade Elson. Don't judge my lips, they look ashy. Actually, when my lips are kind of dry though, it kind of makes my lipstick go on perfectly. I don't know, unpopular opinion maybe, but. And I'm gonna use the point of the lipstick and draw an X up here. Yes. And then remember that little brush I used earlier for my powder when I messed up my under eye? We're gonna use that same little brush and clean up where my lipstick was getting all over the place. And make sure that it is neat. This is my quick trick. I like to dry out my inner lip like this. And that way where I had that little pink spot where you're seeing a lip, I can put lipstick there, but you can only put it there when it's dry. Tips by tip. Yes, I might actually start putting that on my channel. That might be a new little highlight for my page. And all right guys, so this is the final look. This is how you get your perfect, easy smoky eye. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's definitely one of my favorite looks to do. I actually did it for my birthday a couple years back, and it's just one I love to pull out the bag. It's like this really easy task, and I think that it makes you look like you've been doing your makeup for years. Like, it's just something about it that just looks so high end and powerful. And you know, I'm all about like black girl magic, black girl power. So I feel like I definitely get that vibe when I put on a bold red lip and a nice smoky eye. So I hope you guys enjoyed this look. If you have any questions or comments, put them down below. Love you guys and see you soon.